Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Positivity. My name is Oli Mittermaier. I'm one of the co-founders of CIT Clinics. And for those of you that don't know who we are, we're a Northern California-based wellness center where we offer support for people struggling with a host of different mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, PTSD, OCD, and so forth. And we do this through a really unique combination of intravenous ketamine, guided psychedelic experiences, psychotherapy, and what we call integration coaching. And our goal in all of this is, at the end of the day, is to see every human being as an individual and offer personalized care plans that are ultimately safe, efficacious, and really compassionate. And so these groups are intended to support the clinical work that we do in a really specific way. So I'm going to talk about this, and I'll repeatedly do this throughout these sessions, this concept of self-directed neuroplasticity. So the idea here is that we can use our mind by intentionally bringing up thoughts or memories or engaging in certain mental activities in such a way that it changes the structure and function of our brain. So we think of certain things that activate certain parts of our brain, and the more we do that, the more that ultimately changes over time, and with repetition, it changes the default mode or the set point of our mind. And so we end up in this really beautiful virtuous cycle where we use our mind to change our brain, ultimately to change our mind for the better. So we do this on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, every day at noon. You're welcome to join the group, and we'll do a different guided practice or activity, and all of them are intended to activate some form of what we call self-directed neuroplasticity. So just a couple quick rules for those of you that are new to this. Here's how this works. So first off, everyone is welcome. You can be a beginner, you can be someone who has a long-standing mindfulness practice. It doesn't matter. The idea is that we all get together on a regular basis, and we will practice together for 15 minutes. So keep it really short, really, intentional. After the practice, there'll be a 15-minute or so Q&A. So if you have questions about the practice or you need more support, there will be space for that. So just, focus on the practice. Know that, video participation is optional. I get that this is, for some of you, this might be a little, might feel like a little much. Totally fine. The main thing is that you're participating. You don't need to have your video on, so don't worry about that. If you have questions during the chat session, you can either submit them in the chat or raise your hand using the controls in the Google Meet session. And then, really importantly here, this is a safe space, right? So please, no crosstalk, no advice giving, no interrupting. If you are part of the Q&A and someone has something to say, just allow them to have their experience, and let's support them in that. And then lastly, really importantly, this session is being recorded, but it's really just being used for what I would call educational purposes. So none of your comments or anything like that will ever be included without your explicit permission. So, okay, so here we go. So today's practice is what we call stream of consciousness journaling. So you're going to want pen and paper for this. I'll give you a couple seconds to go and grab that because we're going to do some journaling. And this type of journaling is a very specific type of journaling. So oftentimes when I think of journaling, it's almost like, dear journal, today I, did X, Y, and Z, and here's how I felt. That's not what we're doing here. Stream of consciousness journaling is, really importantly, it's for your eyes only. So you're not going to share this with anyone. So allow yourself to just go with it. One of the key rules of stream of consciousness journaling is that your pen doesn't leave the paper. So literally, if you're writing and you can't think of anything to write, you literally write down, don't know what to write, or can't think of what else to write. Or the goal is just to keep the pen going and see what happens. And then ultimately this sort of allows us to drop into the space where we just allow our thoughts to flow, and try not to censor yourself, try not to make yourself sound good, look good. The whole point here is just to have the experience, and then afterwards you can reread it, take stock of it, and we'll discuss it. And of course, you never ever need to share any of the content of what you're writing down. That's your choice. Okay, so before we start, let's take a minute. Let's take like 60 seconds. Close your eyes. And let's just be here for now. I know I just gave you a lot of instructions and a lot of context, and just see if you can notice yourself sitting in your chair or sitting on the floor, wherever you might find yourself. And just slow things down and bring your attention inward. Notice how your body is breathing. Notice how you aren't necessarily doing anything to contribute to that, but your body is just breathing. And you can take this, what I call the witness stance. You can just hang back and watch. And you can notice that your feet are on the ground. Notice the contact of your body with the chair or the ground, wherever you might be sitting. And again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this, but the goal is just to slow down and notice that you are inhabiting this body and it's breathing, and you're just watching. Notice the in-breath, cold air in your nostrils, going down your throat, shoulders rising, your chest expanding. And then on the out-breath, it all reverses. So everything contracts. Warm air passes through your throat and out of your nostrils. And just allow that to happen. Now go ahead and open your eyes and look at your screen. Now I want you to start journaling. I'm going to set a timer for a few minutes, actually for 3 minutes. There's 2 journaling prompts coming your way. The first one is this one. So little by little, I travel far, and the instructions are simply just to start writing. You can start writing now for 3 minutes. I'll let you know when time is up. And just start writing whatever comes to your mind. Don't censor yourself. Don't try to sound intelligent, or don't try to write sentences that even make grammatical sense. Just react to the statement. Little by little, I travel far. And if you notice your mind wanting to somehow censor yourself or direct you in a certain direction, just allow yourself to let go, and just whatever stuff comes out of your pen, just allow it to happen. Little by little, I travel far. About another 60 seconds to go, so just keep writing. You're going to start wrapping this up in about 10 seconds. So finish whatever sentence you're writing right now. And then just take a moment and pause. And without thinking too much about it, here comes your next prompt. So my win for today is, go ahead and write that at the top of the page, or wherever you're going to be writing this. My win for today is, and then when you're ready to go, just start writing. Just let it happen. Again, you're not censoring yourself. You're not trying to make any grammatical sense. Just allow your pen to express yourself. If you notice your mind wanting to control this or manage it or somehow make it make sense or sound pithy or intelligent, see if you can just let that go and just allow whatever comes to mind end up on the paper. And if there's nothing that comes to mind, you can literally just write that. I don't know what to write. Just keep doing that until the next thought appears and write that down. All right, we'll give you another 15 seconds. So start wrapping up whatever sentence you're writing. And then if you're done writing, just take a moment and read what you wrote for both of these prompts. So just take a moment, stop writing, and just read. Just settle into absorbing what you just wrote down. Okay, and so just wrapping this up in about 10 seconds. Absorbing what you wrote down. And that concludes our practice for the day. So you can see that, the idea behind these practices is that they're short, they're sweet, they're to the point. It doesn't take a lot to do this. Probably the hardest part about doing these practices, frankly, to remember to do them and to carve out the time. And so that's a big part of what we're doing here is we're making time, we're creating community, we're creating a sense of togetherness, no matter how far along on your journey of healing from anxiety or depression, or maybe you're not struggling with it at all. But all of this is, in our experience, is really, really useful stuff to engage in on a regular basis. And so Just want to make sure that we're about to enter the Q&A part of the session. And as we do that, I just want to make sure that you know how to reach out if you need more support, if you're curious about this specific, process of consciousness, sort of stream of consciousness journaling, or you just have a question. So you can set up an online meeting with me. You can, if you're on your phone, just click on that link, or you can take a picture of that QR code. And I just want to make sure that you feel supported and that you know that there's, that there's if this is helpful to you, that there's, that you can set something up to get support. So now I'll open it up for Q&A. And if any of you have any questions about what we just did or in general, we're going to open it up and talk.